Welcome back to Mindful Money Nuggets, where we dive into actionable steps for achieving financial freedom and making peace with your money. I'm your host, Traci, and today we're continuing our series on dealing with debt. This episode is especially for anyone who feels like they're stuck with no additional cash flow and all those bills are piling up. We're not exactly talking about debt elimination here, not just yet. That's a longer-term goal. Today, I'm going to walk you through a strategy that can help relieve some stress, stop those late fees from piling up, and give you a little bit of breathing room in a financial crisis. This strategy is designed to help you if you're in a tight spot, feeling like you can't make headway because there's no extra income to tackle your debt. I ran a bunch of hypotheticals with this method and found that it's a great way to manage payments and keep from digging a deeper hole attributable to late fees and overdraft charges, but you must approach it with discipline. Let me preface by saying this strategy is not meant to grow your wealth or pay down your debt aggressively. This is for survival mode. When you're in a situation where it feels like you're drowning and you just need to keep your head above water. Now, for this strategy to work, you need a few things in place. Number one, you have to have a budget. If you haven't, please watch the first episode in this series on debt called Facing the Reality of Debt. You must have a budget where you have worked through chiseling down all the expenses to the bare bones. For that episode, look in the show notes. There will be a link. Number two, you need to have some available credit. So this only works if you have some credit still available on your credit cards. We're going to be using that available credit for your secondary expenses like groceries, gas, or streaming services. And you want to really get lean and mean here because that really needs to be less than your available credit. So the total of your things like gas, groceries, or streaming services, or anything else that you're going to charge actually needs to be less than the available credit on your credit card. Let's get into this step-by-step process. Step one, prioritize your expenses. We're going to break your expenses into two categories. Group one, things you must pay directly. Those are the things like your rent or mortgage, tax bills, car payments, student loans. These are just things that you shouldn't put on your credit card. Group two are secondary expenses that can be paid easily with a credit card. So again, those are groceries, gas, utilities, phone bills, and entertainment services like the Netflix or Hulu's of the world. Step two is cover direct expenses first. Take whatever cash you have coming in and cover all the expenses in group one. Your essentials, those non-negotiable expenses. Again, these are those things like rent, car payments, student loans, the bills that have to be handled directly without relying on your credit card. Step three, pay your credit card with all remaining cash. Once your direct expenses are covered, take the rest of your money and pay as much as you can towards your credit card. I know it feels strange to dump everything into one card payment, but stay with me. Step four, use your credit card for secondary expenses. Now, you'll use your credit card to pay for your group two expenses. Again, gas, groceries, utilities, or phone bills, anything else that you put into that category. These are the type of expenses that can safely go on a credit card, and by doing this, you are avoiding getting hit with late fees or overdraft charges for those missed payments or overdrawing your account because you're trying to keep up with all of those payments in cash. You're shifting your spending to the credit card for things that you would have bought with cash anyway, and as long as you stay mindful of your budget, you're avoiding additional charges from those late fees on the direct payments. Step five, what if you have multiple cards? Now, if you have more than one credit card, here's where the Snowball method comes into play. You're going to make the minimum payments on all of your cards, but any leftover funds from that credit card payment should go towards the card with the lowest balance. This way, you're preventing further damage on the rest of your debt while putting a little extra towards eliminating the lowest balance. Be aware, this isn't going to magically make your debt disappear, but it will help keep those balances from spiraling out of control due to missed payments or late fees. I caution you here, please watch out for overspending on your credit card. If you keep swiping for things that aren't truly necessary, you risk increasing your debt. Only use your credit card for essential expenses that fit within your budget. There's that word again. You must have a budget. Stay within your credit limit. If your secondary expenses exceed your credit card payment each month, you won't make any progress on reducing the debt. But the good news is that by making these timely payments, you still are improving your credit score. Remember, this is a strategy for when you're in crisis. It's designed to help you keep your finances in check without adding more stress, late fees, or collection calls. So how does this work? The strategy can be a lifesaver in a moment of a crisis. It allows you to stay current on essential bills and maintain a healthy credit score by avoiding the late payments, even when your cash flow is tight. But, and this is important, it's not a long-term fix. Once your situation stabilizes, it's time to shift to a more aggressive debt repayment strategy, like the avalanche or the snowball method, which I still love, and we'll continue to talk about that in future episodes. And here's a little bonus. If you stay disciplined, you might actually make some progress on paying down your lowest balance card. This could be a small win you need to start building the momentum in your journey to becoming debt-free. So there you have it, an actionable strategy for staying afloat when your income isn't enough to cover all of your expenses. It's not glamorous, but it works. And sometimes just avoiding those dreaded late fees can feel like a win. I want to give a big shout out to Jay Woodfin for introducing this concept. I've seen it other places as well, but he did a great job explaining it, so you can check out his YouTube episode as well. It's a simple but effective strategy when used in a crisis. Remember, you're not alone in this. Financial stress is real and it can feel overwhelming. But the good news is by taking small steps like these, you're regaining control over your situation. In the next episode, I will walk you through this strategy visually, showing you the math. It will go a long way to helping you see to believe that even with no changes to your cash flow, you can initiate a debt reduction strategy. So I want you to stay tuned and better yet, hit the subscribe button so you're notified when the demonstration episode drops. Also, if you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend. And if you have any questions or need personalized advice, you can always reach out to me anytime on social media or through my website, Unlocking Financial Wellbeing. Until next time, I'm Traci, and this is Mindful Money Nuggets, reminding you that every small step you take is progress towards financial peace. Bye for now.